Hey guys, we just finished watching Pacific Rim.
So good.
Holy crap balls.
So
I've
good!
never seen a movie more amazing.
Shut up, Eli. You're disconcerting glares.
No, that movie was
It was awesome.
insanely
It's
good.
amazing.
In shock.
We're still
I'm really tired.
Yeah, we're
I'm
all
really
really
tired.
tired because we saw the last showing, the late showing, but
But it was an excellent film. It was everything that I hoped it would be.
And more.
Yeah.
It was worth it. Every penny.
I mean, I love giant robots.
I like giant monsters.
Yeah.
You don't go to this movie for the story. Like the story
No.
was very thin, but
Well,
Yes.
it was...
it was pretty thin. It was pretty thin, but it was.
It's good.
That's
though.
not why I went to this movie.
It's
I
like-
went to this movie to see.
Yeah, if you,
Robots
learn
hit
if you
monsters.
learn one lesson from this movie, it is bureaucrats will be the death of us all.
Well,
Yeah.
but that's something they learned early on, and then said, no, we
And
got
then they
this.
forgot, and then they were reminded.
Yeah, because wow, the special effects amazing, the
Yeah,
action
ILM.
amazing, just outstanding. So I can't
Yes,
stress that
please.
enough.
The soundtrack was cool too, because like when they had the different mechs, like every time it was a different country whose mech was fighting, like it was
Bring up music that was
yeah,
themed towards
like
that
they had
movie.
Russian music for the Russians. And,
But it wasn't silly.
Yeah, it wasn't silly.
It
It
was,
was like
it was
stereotypical.
actually
Yeah.
super dramatic and very well done.
yeah,
It's the best
like they had
disaster
a lot
movie I've
of
ever
they had a
seen
lot of
without being a
Inception
disaster
type
movie.
pulse music. Like
Yeah.
Well, yeah, when you got a robot that's got a fist the size of a tractor trailer slamming into a giant monster, you gotta have that kind of stuff.
Oh man, the fight scenes are some of the best fight scenes I've ever seen
I think
in CG.
because you could see what was going on. Like they weren't afraid to pull the camera back and say, okay, let's actually see this fight.
Also,
Or hey, let's not like shaky cam and motion blur
the
everything
best
to death.
the best thing I can honestly say about this film is, unlike certain films that we have seen or have been given in the past few months, few years, the trailers did nothing to give it away. They did not do
Yeah.
the movie justice. If I can honestly recommend that if you saw the trailer and was like, meh, maybe, go see this movie, because the movie itself makes the trailers look ridiculously sad.
it's so much better than even the trailers let on.
Mhm.
The
And like the
action.
part,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
it's like sure he drags around a boat and hits people with it. That's fine, but like the
That
rest,
was awesome.
There was
it
a lot more
awesome,
than that.
But there was a lot more to it that you didn't see.
There were a
There's-
lot of really cool moments, and
and it was well done.
If you sit down and watch an hour of sci-fi and say that was fun, even if it's terrible science fiction on the Sci-Fi Channel,
yeah,
this is like 1,000 times better. If you like, anime, if you like stuff with robots, if you went to go see Transformers and walked away feeling, not disgusted, then you should watch this because this is so much better. Because here's one thing
all it
they
takes
all
is a good
did.
director and a really
and an original storyline.
It's very original without being, unheard of. It just they took some old things, made them new again, and rocked my world. But the thing I loved is the weight.
Yeah, everything.
That's the
yeah,
physical weight that everything had.
yeah.
They felt, when I'm watching this, my
The
eyes
animators did a good job.
made it feel like they had a real weight to them. And there's the physics, like at one point there's an explosion underwater. We won't give much away, but water is actually pushed away and then it rushes back in, but in such a scale that it was unfathomable
Yeah,
in a movie before
it,
this.
also the acting and the way that it was directed with the characters also, like, it's not a Star Trek battle scene where like someone gets hit and for some reason inside of your spaceship a panel explodes. It's like realistic damage. I mean, like there's parts where you'll see the creature's claws coming through the cockpit, and it's in 3D. 3D is really good. By the way.
Yeah, the 3D was good.
Good.
In the 3D, you actually get a sense, like when you're sitting there and they're staring up at the creature's fist reaching for them through this big, huge robot, you're like, yeah, well, that's pretty awesome.
When you see one of the Jaegers get stabbed and it continues operating because it doesn't just puss out at that point and go, oh, I'm broken now.
It's more like,
it's
I'm
not
gonna fight to
human.
the bitter end. It was a fight to the bitter end. Like the way that, I mean, Idris Elba's character really
Awesome.
brought it. He stole the scenes. He brought it home with a very Independence Day like feel. Where it's like, this is the last line. It's like everyone else. It's like the bureaucrats have failed because their ideas are dumb. So what we're going to do is we're going to mount up the giant robot cavalry, and we're going to go save the world with brute force.
And also the
We're going to
supporting.
rocket punching, sword swinging glory.
Yeah, there's swords. There's awesome swords. Amazing. For a second, I don't want to ruin too much, but for a second I thought it was going to be like a sword whip, like Ivy had.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then-
Yeah, and then
kind
it
of-
came together.
It came together.
It
It
functions
kind of
that
was.
same way, yeah.
Same principle,
Yeah.
but it wasn't just like he
It's-
wasn't
it's
whipping
for-
it
it's for
around.
the
Yeah.
It's for the compact storability.
Yeah.
This is so awesome.
It was. And it was kind of neat how they hit on a lot of tropes with giant monster movies, because there was the King Kong and the Rodan, which was I was super pleased.
So cool.
I grew up watching the monsters and Saturday morning monster theater, and I always loved these movies. So I'm like a big fan from back in the day with giant monsters fighting giant monsters or robots.
So you can't go wrong.
And they did it right. They didn't do it. It was also validated by the group of Asian students watching the movie with us.
Which was actually interesting,
cool.
and they loved it.
Yeah.
I think everyone that was in the theater loved it.
Yeah.
Man, the thing is eye candy. It's we haven't had anything this pretty since Star Trek Into Darkness. I mean, Man of Steel. You went to go see it.
Man of Steel was...
It was a nice movie, but
It was
wasn't
nice,
as
but
pretty.
it wasn't
It
quite
wasn't
as pretty as
heavily
this, but
CG'd.
it was more like a destroyed beauty kind of thing. Like
Well,
even
his-
on
his
Even on
paint was-
Krypton, it was like a little more destroyed beauty kind of thing. This was like just shiny.
This was
Oh,
Like,
man.
this was like
Oh.
yeah.
Downtown Hong Kong.
It looked really
Beautiful.
cool. Like all the lighting and stuff they did, like where they would
The
play with,
sets were
they would always play with multiple colors of lighting, like on all the stuff. Like there would, like when he was doing the speech, there was like the blue lighting on one side of him and then the gold lighting on the other. It all that stuff looked really
was,
good.
The fights looked different, except for they had two above water fights, like standing in the ocean.
Yeah.
Other than that, all the other fights looked
were different,
Were
because
different.
they were in
It's-
different areas. There was the ocean, there was the cityscape, there was the flashback sequences, and the way they explained the interlocking minds to carry the workload of the robot's interface,
which works so awesomely.
which was cool, and
Very Inception-esque.
yeah, the fact that it brought that together where they know each other, and there was an underlying love interest, but they didn't have to smash you in the face with it. It was very subtle, and it was well done, because they were like, well, when you mind well with people, you just know them, and you're like, awesome,
Yeah, and you cannot drive a Jaeger with just one guy because it'll be too much and you'll die.
Yeah.
You
Talks
will-
about that where the first test subjects couldn't handle the strain.
Honestly, in the beginning, you see the history of Jaegers, and you see a guy with his arm out. There was a poster out of this, and a picture
Covered in
out.
robotic stuff.
Yeah, his arm's covered in robotic stuff. You see in the background the robot's arm is sticking straight out. You're like, oh, this is so cool. And then you see him suffering from seizures and nosebleeds, and assuming he died horribly. So there's also a great performance by Charlie Day, who plays a scientist, and he
was super funny.
I felt he was infinitely better than I compare this a lot to Independence Day. He was infinitely better than Jeff Goldblum in a similar role,
Well,
because
Jeff
he
Goldblum
went out
was playing
there.
Jeff Goldblum.
Right, and this guy, Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, was playing a unique character. The rock star scientist that isn't afraid to get his hands dirty and maybe kill himself. He wasn't the evil scientist, he was just the daring scientist. The difference is good.
When
versus-
the world is standing on the brink of destruction from giant monsters coming out of rift in the ocean, you gotta take some risk. And he took the risk and it paid off and saved the day.
And honestly, Ron Perlman was amazing.
Yeah, Ron
His
Perlman did a
cameo
great
in the
job.
movie was so good.
You have to stay for after the credits, not the main not the entirety of the credits, but just after the main credits.
After the cool CG robot credits.
Right, if you stay for the
That's what
entire.
it should have said. It should have been like, here's the main credits, and here's the robot. There's the credits completely blocked for awesome robotness. And then,
If you stay for the ending, you'll see just a little something. Not even a little something. You'll just see a credit. There'll be a sound. It's cool. But that movie will blow your mind. If you like good special effects, good action.
and it was a
Big
2-hour
budget.
movie that was well paced. I didn't feel like I
A
sat
little bit over 2
a
hours.
little bit over, but There are some 2-hour movies that they drag you through it. Like,
This did not.
I don't mean to sling any mud, but King Kong felt like it was a week
King Kong
worth
does
of movie.
feel like a long movie.
It was like 6 hours worth of King Kong.
It's too much Jack Black.
But
I'm
this
sorry.
this movie had proper pacing. It had enough character development and story broken up by really awesome robot fighting action sequences. It gave you just enough information where you knew what was going on. You knew the stakes. It had a very Top Gun robot pilot thing where there was the Maverick
really
and the Iceman. They were like, but it was really good, and I didn't feel like I was sitting in the theater for that long. I felt like I was, I was like, man, this movie's over already.
In the end, they pull it out as these guys can be douches sometimes, but they're all heroes. They're in it for one goal. The entire world
save the world
comes together for one goal, and by golly, it was a hell of a battle. Holy crap! Yeah,
the underwater fight sequence. I'm gonna say
that was awesome.
That was super good.
You guys want to give like a preliminary review of it, score? I mean, because I already know what I'm going to say. I'm pretty sure he's going to say the same thing. You want to? Anyone else?
No, I'm good.
No, you're not going to
For
say
what
anything.
it was and how
it was
done.
great. I enjoyed it.
It was
Great
an amazing film. If I had to, I'd probably give it a 4 to a 5 on the oxidation scale.
I'm probably just going to give it a 5.
Yes, because it wasn't trying to be
Amazing.
any more than what it was, and it was really well done.
Hit all the right notes for me. I don't.
And the monster design.
I'd probably say 4 out of 5 too.
4 out of 5.
I don't know.
4
I
or
mean,
5. I might give it a 5.
the only reason I wouldn't.
Because I hyped it up when I went into the theater, and it surpassed my expectations.
I'd say 4 out of 5 because it is what it is. It's not
It's not.
It's not an amazing
No one's
piece of
gonna win-
cinema.
no one's
like
gonna
nobody's
win.
gonna write home about
No one's
it
gonna win
at
the
the
Academy
award time.
Awards,
So
but-
Well, not best picture, but maybe special effects.
Oh, of course.
Special effects are
it could
outstanding.
be up for special effects.
But yeah, it's
Could be.
outstanding. You know what? If you think there's a chance you might go see Grown Ups 2,
Don't.
don't go see it. Just go
If
see
you-
this movie.
If you like good things,
Go see this.
go see this movie.
Don't see World War Z. Don't go see.
Just throw everything under the bus.
Let me say this again.
Man of
If
Steel,
you
don't
like
even
good
bother.
things and you listen to our podcast, trust us on this one. Don't go see any of those other garbage
Don't
movies.
see Lone Ranger.
That's also a garbage movie.
Don't see White House Down. I just want to be specific to the
Just
people
go
that don't
see
understand.
Pacific Rim. Support these people because they make good cinema.
So good.
We know
So
because
that-
we watch lots of stuff, anime and all kinds of things, and we're qualified. We're
So-
qualified because we have a podcast.
And we have no lives. No, we have lives. We're just
Hey.
kidding. We have lives.
But we
all
know
have
what we
lives.
like, so we don't want to waste our time.
Exactly.
And this movie was worth every minute.
We're gonna watch it a million times.
I'm gonna watch
easily.
it again, probably
Again,
twice this
and again
weekend.
and again and again.
Then I'm gonna get it on Blu-ray and watch it some more.
Yeah, I'm pre-ordering it literally as soon as I can. If it's not for pre-order now on Amazon, then I'm gonna say notify me when it's for pre-order because I want it. All right, guys.
Yeah, definitely.
That's going to be it for TimeRest.com. Expect Marquise to have his review up in the not too distant future. And go see it this weekend. It was amazing.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
that's it for us. I'm Nathan.
Steve.
Eli,
Peace out.
later.